Brandon had a little bit of a night tonight. 41 points, 8 threes. What do you like most, though, about his game tonight?
I like the pace. I like the pace that he played with. I love the 11 attempts from three, the quality attempts. Obviously, he started getting hot and started hitting them off the dribbling stuff, but him getting catch and shoot threes, him getting a stop behind off the bounce threes, 0 turnovers was great. Took care of the ball with nine assists. And then I think his rebounding allowed him to kind of push tempo a little bit more, which was great. And, efficient night, tough twos, and then hit some tough threes, and then the basket continued to expand for him, and he played a complete game tonight, and he was great defensively, active in the passing lanes, and just really showing his athleticism and his skill set.
CJ, after a tough game in San Antonio where you guys had to pull out the room late, how important was it for you guys to come home, take care of business from start to finish?
Yeah, I mean, that's the sign of a team heading in the right direction. Come off the road after a long road trip and still be able to lock in and focus and get a win against a team where you be honest, in a back-to-back, you should be able to be the team on a back-to-back that goes into double overtime, and we did that tonight.
CJ, in the third quarter, you guys kind of got out to a pretty – I think you built up the league, but before the Raptors called a timeout, Brandon caught you for I think it was a flare screen for caught it in rhythm and shot. Probably one of the first times I've seen you guys kind of do that this season with you. Is that something you read, or is that just in the flow of the offense?
Yeah, I think it was a combination of spacing. They've been guarding me, obviously, much closer since I've been shooting so many threes and shooting well. BI's guys going to be pressuring him, trying to pick him up, maybe slide under screens. And Larry's just a high IQ player. He's seen the coverage, he's seen the flow and transition, and he signaled to set the back screen. We made eye contact, and BI threw it to a spot, and I caught it and raised up. But that's just a high IQ play from our guys, understanding the spacing, understanding the pace and flow of the game, and what we want to accomplish as a team. And it was a great look for me.
Speaking of accomplishment as a team, you guys defensively were really good tonight. I think your rotations were pretty on point. I think at one point Zion ended up with a block. I think one of the best rotations of the night was, I think Brandon ended up with a good contest in the first quarter. You held the Raptors to 100 points, but I think defensively your effort was there. Can you speak to how important that is?
Yeah, I think Coach talks about all the time our identity has to be defense, hanging our hat on that, getting stops, and then it turns into easy offense, transition threes, transition layups. We had a couple transitions that I blundered. I should have pulled up and shot a three on one of them, but I didn't. But I think all in all, we got to defend at a high level. Be a top 10 defensive team to give ourselves a chance to not only win games, but to be in the playoffs.
Going back to the Coach Green mentioned just him getting those attempts up and how he's constantly encouraged to take so many threes. To see him have that much success, how encouraging, I guess, was that moving forward? And you could just see the bench's reaction to just as he was catching fire at the end of the third quarter, just what was kind of going through the team.
I think it's really encouraging for him, understanding that he puts the work in to shoot them, behind closed doors, and just continue to take them in public, take them in the games, and do what you do. The middies are still going to be there for him. He's still going to be able to get to the cup, and he's going to have to take some tough ones, but it's about really taking advantage of them catch and shoot threes. When you get them, you got to take them, and then it opens up the floor for everybody, opens up the spacing, especially when Z's down there, when JV's down there. If he's taking those threes and then getting downhill, now he's a three-level scorer, and he's a high-level three-level scorer.
You guys go back on the road for another 4-game road trip. What do you feel like is the biggest importance as far as having success in this road trip?
Just take care of your bodies, get your sleep, hydrate. We've been traveling a lot. We've been on the road a lot. This schedule hasn't been very nice to us to leave and then come back and leave again and then have to fly from Portland to Memphis. It's a long flight, but it's the hand we're dealt. Now we got to go perform and try to get the first one. I think we played, somebody in LA. One of those teams. We got to try to get the first one and then ride the wave.